Well, silver, right? Do not trust this rally right now. Man, I gotta actually change my mind a little bit once in a while. And not really change my mind. I've been pretty consistent, but other facts come up. I was predicting about $60 to $70 silver, or at least record highs by the end of the year, predicated on an assumption that there would be a war with Iran. And that could be any time. And I don't think anybody even knows when there's going to be a war with Iran. It's just an opportunist type of thing that can pop up at any time. But, when there's war in the Middle East, if you look historically at silver, even in 1979, there's a lot of tensions in the Middle East was also the reason things went up high. High production, also very low unemployment because it's another factor we got against us. Now, I know the silver crowd thinks when the banksters all their organizations and all their plans fall apart, precious metals are going to go through the moon. Idealistically, I like to believe that too. But I also realize, I've been pointing this out too. They got a game going too. And I've been around longer than most of these guys, a lot older than these guys. And it's not that I'm older. I've been educated since, well educated, very high scores in school since, all the way back. And I've studied this type of stuff a number of years. I haven't been messing too much in the commodities markets or anything like that, except the last couple of years. But I got a pretty good sense on what goes on, and I could smell a rat in a lot of different areas. So I don't know, some people don't like me pointing this out because I find this in the silver community too. Some people don't know what they're doing, and a lot of other people got a game and an agenda, and it sounds negative, but I'm actually working for the middle class here. So, I'd like to believe if everything fell apart, the silver's going to go up. I'm bet that way too. But my main point on this is do not trust this rally. Now, in a very short term, like next week and stuff, for the end of August, it's probably going to still go up because it's got a lot of momentum. It's flying, right? But, you're looking at all the experts out there, and I'm talking, don't, just because it says Bank of America or whatever the hell it is, these guys aren't stupid, I mean, a lot of times, immediately somebody just turns it off because they think it's major media or it's some pundit from Goldman Sachs or J.P. Morgan. Not all the time are they trying to throw you a curveball, okay? But even Bank of America, Mark Farber, the guy I respect, if you're looking at, he says there's a likelihood of a market turnaround too. Bill Gross from PIMCO was saying that too about a month ago. And I was like pointing out, and you're looking at this rally, I'm like thinking, well, what's going on here is because they're all expecting QE. They're thinking that and if the data comes out that the economy's looking a little bit better, he's going to delay a QE a little longer, and then the rally's going to go bust. But not only could the rally go bust in the metals for that reason, but it can also go bust due to, and I'm not saying it's going to, I think this year the metals are going to be up pretty damn good, regardless of what happens in the Middle East. I mean, I'm not just playing this garbage to the crowd because, if the equities go down too much, he is going to go do QE. And people are running out of options and places to run to, and there's a lot of physical silver buying going on, and China's buying gold, so it's going to do well this year no matter what. But what I'm pointing out is I'm looking at this triple leverage, for instance, here, right? Imagine buying it up here at 60 something, then it's down at 20, you lost most of your money. But down here it was sitting around $20 a share. Now it's up to 29. You got, a 45% rally inside of a few weeks. That's a nice jump. Now, I might go into this damn thing on some a little later on, but I'm waiting for a pullback. I could be waiting forever, but I'm still in the game. I mean, I still got PSLV. I still got the, you know, in a Sprott Gold. I still got the palladium. I still got the platinum and stuff. It just there's no leverage. But I'm not touching leverage till I'm a little more sure what's going on. And you know, right now, I wish, yeah, if I was clairvoyant, obviously I'd have a gazillion dollars. There's no doubt about it. Anybody would be. And if you're clairvoyant, you should never tell the whole crowd what you're doing because you really got to steal it from the other side. You know, that's what happens. But if you look objectively, you know, we're looking, you know, Mark Farber's predicting a definite recession coming up. So, you know, how's the stock market and the metals market's going to do super good in that? You know, so you know it's probably going to be due to QE, but what happened here is there's an anticipation of QE. It's almost like the same deal that happened like in the early, 2012. That's what happened right here, anticipation of QE. Now, in this case, I don't know if it's going to extend out 2 months because I would think if there's a market correction coming up, there's going to be a market correction coming up in maybe September or October. And that would be the time to jump in because then Ben Bernanke would act for real. You know, but when it say the Dow and the S&P goes down at that time, you're going to see all the metals take a hit too. I mean, everything kind of runs together. And so, like, I just have to say is don't listen to a lot of these yo-yos out there because they're all coming out of the woodwork right now about silver's this and silver's that and everything else, and they're all fighting with each other for attention. And they're probably going to get their egos deflated here pretty soon again. You know, not that I don't want silver to go up. Crap, I would like to see it go to $1,000 an ounce in real dollars for real. And you know, this is some Australian girl or whatever. You know, this is a good reason to have cloning. It's a good reason to have cloning, by the way. But as far as you know, this rally continuing, just look at reality on far as what's going on in the rest of the markets. I mean, you got some of the best people out there, Mark Farber, Bill Gross, get people from Bank of America, things like that are saying we're definitely in for some kind of market correction in the stock market. Don't be surprised if there's a big sell-off coming. They're saying this flat out. And you know, you could say when you got the conspiracy guys talking about it. I mean, you had people not in Bank of America and all this kind of crap. And you know, I'm not a fan of the major media and the banks and all this type of stuff. But I realize I'm a realist. I know that people in these areas do know what the hell they're talking about. But you know, I looked at it from this angle too. There's a lot of factors out there pointing at the economy's crap. It's crap all across the whole world. Manufacturing's down. People aren't throwing away as much garbage, you know, which means the GDP's down. And, you know, the Baltic Dry Index is down. Shipping's down. So, how the hell could the stocks be up so high in the United States especially? Don't make sense. So, when they go down, the metals are going to go down. But I think the metals are going to continue their upward trip probably for the next week. Because once something like this gets rolling, you have to have something stop it. You know? It's going to have to be an announcement from Ben Bernanke. It's going to have to be something happening with the euro, which could be. You know, Soros is pointing out about a lot of problems. If they don't iron out the euro, it'll be done with in a few months. I don't think that's going to happen, but I don't know. I mean, there could be more hiccups, big hiccups, which could send the markets downward, which will send the metals downward. You know, the trader type people don't think of silver as a safe haven. I think of silver as a safe haven. I do. I mean, you know, people probably I'm talking to here on YouTube probably think of silver as a safe haven. But when the markets go down, they all sell silver because it's a risk asset. That's what they do, and silver price goes down. So, anyway, I just got to say, don't trust this rally at all. And yesterday, I kind of promised I was going to do a video on breaking down tires manually without any tire tools. And man, I've done this stuff I'm going off subject here, but I've done this stuff several times with just using regular Jackson stuff. And yesterday, God, I spent several hours trying to break down one tire. I don't know. Once in a while, I mean, you just can't do it the manual way. This stupid thing doesn't work. So I don't know. I might post something. I might get something and post something later if I make something up and do that. Because actually, these silver videos, the main reason I get on here a lot of times is because I disagree with practically everybody out there. So I got a very alternative opinion. And I'm going to state this. This guy Sprott, Eric Sprott, he's obviously not stupid, obviously, right? I mean, he makes a hell of a lot of money. He bought it at $4 and he sold it like the day before the whole thing crashed, that weekend. Yeah, clairvoyant guy. He sold his silver like right at the heights. Smart guy, right? Well, he's in the mining shares. Well, let me put it to you this way. There's people out there, I'm going to mention one name. Not fully, but just the initials, BJF. He's so much against these mining shares, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, you are so wrong. I can't believe this guy was a Series 7. I don't know why he's got such a mistrust of shares and stuff like that, and trust Bitcoins. I wouldn't touch Bitcoins with a freaking 10-foot pole. I don't give a shit. God, I hate that stuff. But, I believe in physical assets. But I will guarantee you, Eric Sprott, although he's not my hero, he's going to be 100% right about these mining shares. Maybe the government's going to confiscate them or something. But before that happens, slick Eric Sprott would have sold those shares to somebody else. And when the government takes over the mines, if that happens, they're going to be stuck holding the bag. Eric Sprott is going to make money on the mining shares. So I just, I get on here because I get aggravated. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I mean, I enjoy doing this, but it's like I disagree with most of the people out there, and I also see a lot of merit in what some of the not all the mainstream media, but when you get these alternative guys saying the mainstream media says this, the mainstream media says that, and you're getting the real news from me, you know what? That guy doesn't know hardly anything compared to a lot of the people that have been, in the field for a long time too. I mean, I'm a little bit like, I understand both sides of the equation here. It's like, I also realized that no mainstream broker or financial advisor would have told you to buy physical gold back in 2001. They would 100% of them are wrong there too. But, markets have their ups and downs. And, it's good to know when the hell you get in on our entry points because, and it's also smart to sell. It's also smart to sell. Take your fiat dollars. Wait a bit, maybe not all of it, I would just do some of it. If you think you got some lofty high gains, and it's getting a little bit too heated up, you should sell some. Take some fiat dollars. Go tell me those fiat dollars. You know what? If those fiat dollars do not buy anything, we're not going to even have YouTube channels, for crying out loud. I mean, the whole system's going to fall apart. It's not going to be that freaking dramatic. It's going to get pretty dramatic, but it ain't going to get like that. So, that's one reason I want to kind of get on to some of these how-to self-sustaining, self-preserving type videos. How to change your own tires when there's nobody around, there's no machine to do it and stuff. Besides these talk about silver videos. And I personally rather put a woman up here with a bikini than a stupid coin, because I really get bored talking at some of this. Talking at a coin, Talking at a coin is pretty damn boring. But as far as this rally, just going up, and it's going to go up to $60 an ounce or something, US dollars. Oh, come on. There's definitely going to be something happening. Like I said, I'll repeat it again. You know, Bank of America people talking about don't trust this rally. Don't be surprised if a major sell-off is coming. And I'm not talking, these guys aren't conspiracy clowns, and they're not gaining nothing by saying this. You know, Mark Faber's been talking about it. He's getting more specific. He's saying recession, recession. And the markets don't seem right because I'm saying this too. All the signs saying everything looks like crap and the markets are practically up to the all-time high. And then Bill Gross is talking about this stuff. He was talking about that last month. And most of the people are disagreeing with these guys. But I guess they're more like, they're not all the mainstream. They're just some of the mainstream are actually warning about this. So don't fully trust this rally. If I see the markets crash and I see silver pull back, I don't think silver's ever going down even to 21 or 22. And I stated this all along. But if I see the markets crash, that's when I'm going to probably buy some of this triple leverage stuff. And I'm not going to try to get some crazy gains. If I got 20% gain on a damn thing, fine, I'll take it. It's good enough. But I don't know. You guys watch out for these guys because I'm giving you straight scoop all the way. But like I said, I want to interject some other videos besides these talk about silver videos. But I think I'm giving you a more balanced opinion. And I could throw charts up here. But I could prove to you any stupid thing there is with a chart. Believe me, that was my whole forte. Getting people to bite. Making sure that people think everything's going great. Charts, graphs, bar charts. Actually, I don't like the charts as much as the raw numbers, but a lot of advanced spreadsheet analysis, Access database mining, and all this wonderful shit. I played that game plenty for like some pretty heavy hitters, and a lot of it is BS. Believe me. You got to really use your street smarts and cat savvy more than anything, and just watch that angle a lot. So that's a lot of going to be my modus operandi when I talk on this thing, because I'm really out rooting for the middle class, and I'm not rooting for the lemmings. I'm rooting for the hardcore middle class. And it's not just a matter of buying silver. You got to be self-sufficient all the way. So if there's a crash, no big deal. Money is toilet paper. If you know how to do stuff on your own, you're fine. That's the way I look at it.